Do you remember this? Because I think this is what's actually going to be happening. Trump Gaza. So this plan is actually going forward. And let me show you the evidence of that. Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff sat down for a 60 Minutes interview, and some of the things that were said were quite revealing. I want you to look at Jared Kushner's face while Steve Witkoff is talking, because Jared's kind of looking at him like, don't reveal the fact that we've had these plans for 2 years.
Tell us more about the plan and how much it's going to cost. Where's the money going to come from?
The money raising, we think, is the easy part. We think that happens relatively quickly. But it's the master plan, and we're working with a group of people who have been working on master plans for the last 2 years.
I want you to look at Jared's face when Steve starts to get to that point. You know, Jared's kind of looking at him like kind of opens his mouth like he wants to interject. Master plans. Jared kind of starts looking at him. Stop talking, Steve. And the fact that Steve Witkoff said, I don't think we're going to have any problem fundraising money to do this. Why would that be? They're going to rebuild Gaza, supposedly for Palestinians. You would think that actually it would be very difficult to raise money for that, because that would be charity. There's no humanitarian businessman that's going to be donating a bunch of money to help rebuild Gaza. And Steve Witkoff is saying, we're not going to have any problem fundraising money. Why is that? Because they're not giving it back to the Palestinians. J.D. Vance also let it slip by saying Jared is the investor.
Well, Jared's the investor.
Jared is the investor. Jared is Trump's son-in-law. Jared has also talked very genocidally about Palestinians and his intention for what the land of Gaza should be.
Gaza's waterfront property. It could be very valuable if people would focus on kind of building up livelihoods. I think from Israel's perspective, I would do my best to move the people out and then clean it up.
I think that's what I would do, is what Jared says. And guess what? Now he's in charge. Even J.D. Vance let it slip a little bit when he was with Netanyahu. This is what he said.
I think that we're on an incredible pathway here to do something that has never been done. It could create a model, I think, that could lead to other peace agreements all over the world, because it shows what's possible when you're willing to think outside the box.
Wait, what do you mean think outside the box? What do you mean never been done? This has been done. Japan was rebuilt for Japanese. Germany was rebuilt for Germans. This has been done before. Unless you're saying something totally different is going to happen and you're not going to rebuild Palestine for the Palestinians, but you're instead rebuilding Trump Gaza, I think that's pretty clear now that that is actually their plan.